Okay, we are officially recording. Welcome to the monthly meeting for Team Embrace. It is Monday, May 10th. What I wanted to talk about today, we have a small crowd today. So what I wanted to talk about today is some of the training that I've been attending lately. So they started something for the star directors. It's strange because we have all this director training, we have all this superstar director training, and the star directors are kind of like the middle child. We've been stuck out there, and we have a separate group and all on Facebook, and they've started kind of raising their hand and saying, we need some training too. Like we're feeling like, we need a little bit more than what you're giving to the directors, but maybe not as much as you're giving to the superstar directors. So they started doing some training for us. And one of them is a coaching certification class. So I am opening up individual coaching sessions for anybody who's interested. I have a really good format to help people reach whatever level it is that they want to reach. So I am going to put that out to the group. I did put that survey out there, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is your business to you? And kind of what I'm doing is the people who are on the upper end of that scale, that their business is more important. They're obviously the people who I want to reach out to and try and set up some coaching sessions with, because they're the ones who obviously want to grow their business. Somebody who said that their business is only, a 2 on that scale is not somebody who really wants to invest a lot of time and effort into their business. So I will be opening up those coaching sessions. I just saw Missy's coming in too. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Hey, how are you? So
Hello.
I will be opening up those coaching sessions. If you want to be proactive and you want to reach out and set up a session, we can get started, and it's all going to be geared individually towards the individual as to where they want to go with their business, as to what we do coaching on. But I would say that when you reach out, if you're going to request a coaching session, I don't know, somebody have a TV on, so is that okay? Was that you, Beth? Okay, I was going to say mute if you have a TV on. But if you do want to set up a coaching session, I would say to narrow it down to 1 or 2 things that you think you really need to focus on for your business, and that's kind of where we'll go. We'll do it based on individual topics of what you want to grow for your business. So if you do reach out for a coaching session, do that. So today I attended a class that I was actually the only star director on there. Everybody else that was on there was SSDs. And apparently this training is kind of geared more towards SSDs. And it was on a business analyst report. Has anybody found the business report on your workstation where you can go out there and analyze what your business is? No? Nobody? It's really strange because I did see it out there and I've pulled it up before, but I didn't really understand what the information is that it was telling me. So today I had an opportunity to be on with a bunch of SSDs and Jason Harwood to go over what this business analyst, analyst report. It's called the bar report. So that's basically what it is, a business and I keep saying the word wrong. Analysis. Why my tongue is getting twisted today? Business, you know what I mean? The bar report. We're just going to call it the bar report from here on, so that I don't have to say the word that is twisting my tongue up. So we'll make it easy. Okay, so I'm going to show you tonight where to find the bar report, and we're not going to go over it in detail, but we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do to pull up their bar report. So if I am going to set up coaching sessions with you, I'm going to ask everybody to pull their own bar report. I don't have access to pull your individual bar reports. You are kind of wrapped up in mine. So the information that I'm going to show you tonight is going to be my report, but I'll ask you each to pull your own report before we set up a session. So I'm going to do a screen share. Come on, share the screen. Patty, you having hot flashes over there, babe?
I went to the gym for the first time in my life ever. And I've had a membership for 2 years. It's the first time I ever went because I'm never going to make dizzy if I don't learn how to walk. So yeah, I'm hot. I just ran in the door to catch on your meeting.
I understand. Okay. So we're talking about setting up coaching sessions. I was telling everybody about the meetings that I've had with this coaching certification class and this business report. So the bar
Okay.
report is what I learned about today with Jason. So I'm just going to show everybody where to find it. So if you go to your dashboard and you go to your reporting tab, okay, view sales reports. It takes a minute for it to populate. And right here, so here's the business analysis report. See, I finally got the word out. For some reason, my tongue is twisting today and I can't say that word. Okay, so it takes a minute for it to open, but I'm going to let mine open. I just want to make sure nobody else is trying to get in. Participants. Make sure there's nobody waiting in the waiting room. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now the report is up. Now, how do I close this? There we go. Okay, so now my report is up. So mine is taking me back to 2017. But what is nice about this report, and yours will look a little bit different because you're not going to have all of the team stuff. You won't have all the second generation and all. So what you're going to have is basically this information here. So it's going to show you what your PRV is, what your TWV is. If you have your TWV and your GWV, for most of you, will be exactly the same. So that changes when you get directors underneath you. But it's going to show you who your group and your team numbers will be the same as well. But what's nice about this report is you can literally go over here and you can compare. So if I want to compare my group or my team, you can see my team number, my group number are the same all the way through 2017 to 2018. So that's what we're going to focus on tonight. And I want to show you. So if you're trying to track trends, and you are trying to look at things, you know how we talk about recording all of your numbers? Does anybody do that on a regular basis, record your numbers? Okay, so the ones who don't, I know that the directors do. I'm going to recommend that everybody do it. If you have, this is the planner, from the Scentsy store. If you have the planner, there's actually a tracking log in there. If you do not have the planner, I just recommend that you find a way, whether you're going to do it on Excel or whatever. And the numbers that you want to track is you want to track your PRV every day. You want to do this every single day, is track whatever your PRV is that day. You want to trade for you guys, your TWV and your GWV will be the same, but you want to write that down. You want to write down how many people are on your team and how many recruits you have. If you have a team, you want to write how many of your team are active. So they're the things you want to put down. You want to put your PRV, TWV, the size of your group, however many people are on your team, and how many of those people are active, and how many people you've recruited. So track that every single month. And the reason that I'll tell you to do that is because this is what it's going to give you. This is going to give you the trend. So if you're doing this, you're tracking it every day, you're being able to track different periods of the month. When you're tracking that track, so today we had the big release of the summer collection. So on my little page here, I'm going to show you this so that you can see. Here, can you see up close here? Okay. So look at the difference in the numbers. So today was the summer release. So look how those numbers jumped. Can you see how the difference in this GWV? Oh, there we go. There's the GWV column here. Can you see how those numbers jumped? So when I record mine, I'm writing next to it there that was the summer release. And up here was the R2D2 release. So you can see the way the numbers are jumping. If you're recording that on a daily basis, start doing it now. If you start doing it now, you're going to be able to see the trends on a daily basis and what the difference is. And you'll be able to go back and you'll be able to say, okay, well, what was it that happened at this point in the month that made my numbers jump? And what made your numbers jump? Where it was a big release, or maybe you did a fundraiser, and write little notes next to it so that you can start tracking the trends. It is going to help you down the line. I didn't realize how much it helped you until today when we started digging into these reports. So now if I'm looking this stuff here on a monthly basis, this is going to give you month over month. If you're tracking it yourself, you're going to be able to track day over day. So you're going to be able to say, okay, this is where I need to be on the 10th of the month if I want to finish here. So the reports that I've put out on the team page. If you go to the team page, I've put them based on different titles. If you want to reach this group wholesale volume, this is where you want to be. So think of that as tracking your trends and knowing where you want to be and how you're going to grow your business. So if you're doing that on a daily basis, that's going to help you be able to track that trend, comparing one January to the other January on a day-to-day basis. This business report here, the bar report, is going to show you month over month. So if I'm comparing my months, so I didn't do this before, so I don't know what happened this January to this January. As a matter of fact, you know what? I do know what happened. So see this January here, it was 1293, and this January here, my PRV was $3,400. You know what that was? That was when we released the Stargazer warmer. The Stargazer warmer came out that year on January 1st and sold out in like 15 minutes. That thing sold out. That was really one of our first really, really big items that sold out really, really quickly. And that was the difference in that month. Now, look, I can also look at my team wholesale volume, and you could see the difference. This AFL means active frontline. So my group and my team are the same number, and yours will be the same number as well, unless you have directors under you. But you can see, so look, my team grew. I had 20 people in January. I had 38 people. Now you'll also notice that you can see the number dropping. So I lost a couple team members too. And you will have people that'll come on your team and drop off of your team. But if you're tracking these numbers, it's going to help you determine how to go forward. It's going to help you determine what it is that your problem is. So if I'm looking and I'm saying, okay, so look here in April. If I compare April to April, okay, I can look at my commission and I can figure out what I got paid in April, but my PRV is under $1,000. That was really odd for me. I generally always kept my PRV up, but you can see I have a couple of months in here where I'm under $1,000. When I look at 2018, there's no months that are under $1,000. So I've done better because I've increased my PRV, but look at the total. So look at the total here, 21, 2018, it's 22. So if I'm looking at this report and I'm analyzing it, somebody want to speak up and tell me what it is that you see the difference between the first couple. Let's just go for a couple of months. I'm trying to do this so that I can make the screen big. Let me see if I can do it from here. Let's do it in the Excel so you can kind of see. Can everybody see that? Is that too small?
This is actually perfect. This is better than your Excel, in my opinion.
No, this is Excel.
Oh, this is your bar report that I'm looking at
Yeah,
now,
this
though.
is my bar report. I pulled it into Excel.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to looking at it on the workstation, because the workstation I couldn't manipulate it as well. But okay, so if you're looking at the bar report and you're looking, let's look at the trends here. It's telling you what my title was. So here's my title, and it tells you whether I was paid at title. So does everybody understand what paid at title means?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was on mute.
Michelle, Beth, Patty, Kristen, you guys understand what paid at title means?
Yes.
Okay, so paid at title is if you look at the compensation plan. I'm trying to pull it up here because I do have it in this bar exhibit here. So your paid at title, if you go across in the compensation plan and you look at what your title is and what you should be getting paid based on if you're a lead or above, that's where you start looking at paid at title. So I have this exhibit here that I can kind of show you here. So can you see, can you see that here? I know it's a little small and it's in print, but what it's showing is, so for a lead consultant, in order for you to get paid at title, you need to have 500 PRV in a month. So to get paid at title for any of the titles, you have to sell 500 a month. Then for that, your group wholesale volume has to be 1,000. You have to have one active frontline. So is there anybody who doesn't know what group wholesale volume is? Speak up if you don't, we'll explain it. I want to make sure that everybody understands this as we go through the report and tell you how this can help you. Okay, so you know what, Beth, I'm going to pick on you. Can you explain group wholesale volume?
Isn't that where, like, everybody in your group, it's the sales from everybody in your group.
Right, but it's 75%
Okay,
of the PRV for everybody in your group.
yes.
Okay, so in order for a lead consultant, and I don't think there's anybody on here that's any higher than a lead other than Patty, right? Anybody else under, I don't think anybody else in here is higher than a lead. Okay, so let's focus on a lead. So in order for a lead, for you to get paid a title, you have to have 500 in sales. You have to have 1,000 group wholesale volume. So everybody that's in your group, I don't care if you have 20 people in your group or if you have 2 people in your group, all of their PRV goes into your GWV and you take 75% of that to get to 1,000. Okay. One of those people has to be active. So that's the minimum requirement in order for you to get paid a title. Okay. So you can see, like, you can see mine here. I fell into DQ. That just means that you're a director who is not getting paid a title. So you can see, look, I didn't get paid a title these months here, which puts you into director Q. And then look, so I dropped out of my director title and you dropped down. But
Peg,
I got paid a title here.
we're still seeing the sales report on the dashboard.
Oh, you are?
So,
Wait, okay,
yes.
hold on. Oh, okay. Jeez. Glad you said that. Thanks, Patty. Okay, hold on. Let me go back to the share screen. Stop sharing. And I'm going to share. I have to share a different screen. That's why. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go. Are you seeing this now? Okay. All right. Now it'll make sense what I'm saying. Okay. So if we're looking at the PRV is in this column here, column E is the PRV. Here's the title. And here's when I was paid at title. So this report will break it down for you really easy. So you can look at the months that I was paid a title and follow that across and see, okay, why was I paid a title? I was paid a title because for an SSC, so superstar consultant, I needed 500, I need 6,000 GWV, and I need 3 active front lines. So you can see, here's my 6,000 GWV, active front line was 10, my total group's 31 people. Now I only need 3 to be active, but I had 10. But it took 10 people to get me to 6,000. I'd have to have 3 people who were doing really good sales to get me to that. So do you understand that the more people that are in your group, the easier it is to hit those group wholesale volume numbers? So even though you're looking at the chart and you're saying, oh, basically, we want you to get paid a title. So Scentsy puts a pretty minimum amount of active frontline on there for you to get paid a title. They're saying this is how many you need. Very rarely does anybody not get paid a title because they didn't have enough active frontline. It's usually because they're not hitting the group wholesale volume. So those people, no matter how many you have, so the more you have, the easier it is to hit those numbers. And that's how you're going to get paid at title. And being paid at title means that you're going to get paid on your team. That's where you're going to start making money. So other than just getting paid on your own PRV, this is where you get, and does everybody understand how you get paid on your team? Because that's where I'm going to pick on Patty, because now Patty's the expert in this. She just taught me this. 6 years and Patty's teaching me this. So this is kind of why I dug into this and I asked home office to provide me with some additional training so that I could really understand this and I could explain it to all of you, and you'll have a better start with being able to understand this and analyze your own business. So Patty, why don't you tell people about how they get paid on their team?
Okay, so if everyone is a lead, I mean, you basically explained it. As you move up in title, you're getting paid on your front line. So what you need to do to figure out what your pay would be is to go to each of your front line and determine what their group wholesale volume is. You don't have to look at anybody else that they signed up or anything like that. So if you're a superstar consultant and you have a frontline who is a lead consultant, I don't have the book right in front of me, but I believe it's 4% is what you will get on that titled person. You're going to look at their group wholesale volume and times that by 4%, and that's what you're getting paid for your frontline and her team, whatever it would be. You don't have to go individually for each person. You're just going to go to your frontline all the way down the line. You can look on that chart that Peg was showing you. As you move up in title, the percentages go up for their titles also. So if you hit director, like we get paid if we have a consultant that is certified, we get paid 9% on them. If they hit lead, it goes down a little bit because their percentage of pay is going up. Does that make sense? Or am I talking too much, like going too far into it?
Does that make sense, everybody? Are you understanding this? Because I want you to really understand it. So if you don't really, please raise your hand because I didn't understand it. Patty explained it to me 10 times before it got through my thick head. Yeah, and I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
It,
I'm
it
like, are
took
you
me a
kidding me?
while. I took a whole day to sit down and really, really, really look at it and just figure it out. So if anybody, if you don't understand something, just ask because
Patty Martin and Chris, do you guys understand it? Chris, are you there? Because I know you have a team. So, okay, she's probably like half
and the
listening,
other thing,
taking care of the kids.
to remember is that if someone on your front line passes you in title, you do not get paid for them. So you're not getting paid for them or their team because their group wholesale volume, their title passes you, they get rolled up to, whoever your director would be or whoever, like with me, it would be Peg, I guess, right? They would roll up to you or Lauren, because
They
Lauren
would
is
roll up
my
the
director,
line. Yeah.
right? So you always have to stay one step above in your title than who you sign up until you hit director. Once you hit director, like Lauren and I are both directors, but because Lauren's my sponsor, Lauren still gets paid for my group wholesale volume, which is my whole team. So when my team hits 10,000, Lauren's getting paid. I don't think it's a lot. I think it's like 3% or 2% of what my team does because that number is my number. It's my group wholesale volume. So whoever you sign up, make sure you're always trying to stay that one step ahead of where they are so you can continue to get paid for everyone that you sign up.
Right. And that's what Chris is saying, that she's having a hard time getting paid a title. So, recruiting is part of it. Recruiting is part of it. And obviously, the more people you add to your team, the easier it is for you to hit those numbers. She has one person, she has Susan. So, it's a matter of you and Susan together. And that's why you're having a hard time getting paid a title. Both you and Susan together would have to sell $1,334 in order for your group wholesale volume to be 1,000. So as a lead consultant, you have to get there. So if you have 5 people on your team, obviously it's easier for 5 people to get to $1,334 so that you're hitting that 1,000 GWV. So it's a matter of, and this is where we get into the game of numbers. It really is. It's all about a game of numbers. And if you're hitting those numbers, that's when you're making more money. So this is why we always talk about everything goes back to recruiting. If you want to, you're right, Chris, you need more people, So, this is where May, and this is why we're talking about these things, because May is the perfect opportunity to grow your team. Having the options of a $20 kit, a $59 kit, or a $99 kit are phenomenal to grow your team. So everything with this, our entire compensation plan, everything with all of our incentives, everything goes back to sponsoring. So it's a matter of sponsoring and growing your team. If you want to, if you're doing this as a hobbyist and you're doing it to just make a little bit of money, that's fine. Do it, keep your PRV and get paid on your PRV and sell your little heart out if that's your goal. If your goal is to really start making money, you have to build a team. So all of it is going to go back to building a team. So take the time. I showed you all how to go and pull your own report. Take the time to look at your own report. So if I just look at this and I analyze it, well, I'm going to ask all of you. So I pulled this report up. We're looking at 2017 and 2018. Take a minute to look at these reports and tell me what it is that jumps out at you just from looking at the title, the paid title, the PRV, the GWV and the TWV are the same, the active frontline, and the size of the team. So if you just look at these here, and well, you can look at the recruits too. So you just look at these titles here. What are some of the things that jump out at you that I could have done differently, or I can notice saying, oh, okay, well, if I'm looking at my report, this is what's standing out to me. This is what I'm noticing. What months I'm doing better, what months I'm not doing better, year over year, comparing them. Go ahead, Patty.
It looks like April and July are kind of slower months overall, compared to all the rest of your numbers during both years. Your PRV and your group numbers are a little bit less than what they are throughout the rest of the year, it looks like to me. You know what I mean? Like your group value in April is less than in 17. July's a little bit lower. So are they usually slower months for sales during
So
the time
that's
that you've been here, or?
so that's kind of the thing. So do I look at those two and say, were April and were they slower months? Now, obviously, for somebody who's only been in a year, you're not going to have this year over year comparison to be able to go by. So you want to start looking at trends like from month to month. And so if I look at this, do I say, okay, so thinking just myself, April, what goes on in April that might be a little bit slower? I can't think of anything personally. Now, July, it's Scentsy Family Reunion. So I spend the whole week away, Scentsy Family Reunion. So maybe that's why it's a little slower. And June, June traditionally might be a little slower, except for I'm going on the incentive trips in June, but the incentive trips are actually helping me sell because I'm going on the incentive trips and I'm going, oh, look where I am. And people are going, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. So did it help me with recruiting? So let's look at the numbers. So June, July, let's see. So I went June, July, I went to Scentsy Family Reunion and I went on the trip. So I was 31. So look, in August, my team grew by 8 people. So did those 2 months help? So let's look at the next couple of months and let's say, okay, down here. Here I lost people. So it's a matter of looking at the trends and saying, did that change anything? Did that help anything? What was going on? And this is where you're going to look at the limited time offers. You're going to see what was going on there, and you're going to start to be able to track trends. But everything falls back on you need more people. You need more people. So here, look at the difference between the active front lines. So when my numbers are low, like you can see, I'm falling into DQ again. I wasn't hitting my director numbers. So look at it. Was it my active people? Not necessarily. So here I only had 7 people active, but here I had 14 people active. And I still wasn't hitting the numbers. Here I had 15 active. It was the new catalog season, like before our catalog used to start in September. So September was the new catalog season. September, October, November are always really good months. And you can see that obviously by looking at the trends of the numbers. You can see they're traditionally always really good months. But you could see the new recruits. So in this year, I recruited 15 people. In this year, I recruited 12 people. So being able to look at those numbers yourself and just being able to look at your own business, this is a really nice snapshot of everything that's going on in your business. And like I'll be using this, and Patty, this will help for you. When you look at this part over here, this is actually showing me how many people promoted. So even though I have that many people on my team, if you're looking at the new recruits, 15 new recruits, well, look at how many of them promoted. So here's the promotions. 24 promoted to certified consultant, 3 people promoted to lead, 3 people promoted to star. But if you look at the following year, I had nobody promote to star. So maybe that's where my trend was off, that my people weren't promoting, my people weren't, and still I have 3, I think I have 3, maybe 4 star consultants. My star consultants, none of them are getting paid a title. So when I look at my own personal business, I could see where the gap is and where the problem is. And like this now goes into my group. So this incorporates everybody. The numbers are still the same here because this was before I became a star director. But if you look further down here, so when I go down to, so this is 2021 in here, and you could see, so I only promoted 11, but my group, this is where the group numbers are. Sorry, you can't see the titles, but this is where the group is. My group had 32 people. Already this year, 32 people have promoted to certified. 11 of them have been in my group. And if you look at the numbers, I don't know, can you guys see that chat? I'm trying to move it around, but I don't know if you guys can actually see it. But so here, if you look over here, so this is my active front line. This is the size of our entire group. So 167 people is what we started out with in April. Well, I can tell you in May, we're already up to 184 people. So we've been doing a really good job with sponsoring. And I had a team of 81. So that's my direct team. This group number incorporates Patty, Lauren, and Jamie's teams. But this is just a nice way. And I mean, I don't want to get too much into the woods with all of this, but this is something you need to do for yourself. And look at your numbers, track your numbers, and it's going to help you analyze your business so that you can help grow. If that's what you want to do. I'm going to stop sharing if I could figure out where I put the button to share, because I'm moving everything all around here and I can't. There we go. Stop sharing. So does anybody have any questions on that? How do you think you'll be able to use these reports? Is it helpful or is it just overwhelming and confusing?
I think it'll be helpful after we like kind of play with them a little bit, look at them, get familiar with them. Like when you said the whole, your group numbers of promotions, like I kind of got lost there. I understand that it's a combination of all of our teams combined. But like for me, I think I would be a little bit like just the number, trying
Well,
to
yours
figure
are going
out.
to be the same. So when it'll change is when you move out of director. So because everybody's still falling under your same team, your team and your group.
No, I mean the promotions. Like
Mhm.
that's still going to be the same. It's not
Yeah.
going to be okay.
That'll still be the same.
Okay.
Yeah. When that changes is when you pass director. Like
Okay.
up until director, when you get directors under you, that's when those two numbers will change. And that's why it was a little weird. And I tried to stick
Right,
to the
right,
top
right.
portion of the report because that's
So
when it
like
gets a little
December,
confusing.
we'll go over that again, right?
Yeah.
So like
My goal.
I'm having a hard time like getting people. I mean, I actually have a party this Saturday coming. So it's the first one I've had in, I think, without you. So I already set up the group and everything, and I've been posting and doing all kinds of stuff. But my thing is, I'm still a little confused with the number thing because I don't have anybody on my team yet. So for me, even if I made the 500, I still wouldn't get paid a title because I don't have anybody on my team, right?
You are getting paid a title because your title is certified consultant. So
Right.
your title as certified consultant means that you're just getting paid on your PRV. You're basically
Okay.
getting paid a title. When you're an essential
Right.
and you're a certified consultant, you're getting paid a title every month.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
only have
Well,
to get your
that's my problem.
200.
I'm having a hard time getting up to the 500. Well, I made my 200, so I did my green.
Then you're fine. Like with
Right, so I
certified,
made
you
my
have to hit
200 because somebody that was
Come on.
a part of the party ordered something today and that put me over the top. So I got my 2 at least, but I haven't had the party yet. So
For you, what I would say is that put 500 as your goal every month. You're getting
Right.
paid on whatever you sell.
Okay.
But put 500 as your goal because if you want to build a team, that's where you need
Right.
to be to get paid.
Gotcha.
So if you have that as your goal and you're always working towards that
Right.
500, then you're kind
Right.
of like I call it, then you have leadership numbers.
Gotcha.
So if you hit 500 PRV personally, their leadership numbers. So you know that you can
Right.
do the sales. 500
Right.
and above, you know you can do the sales. Now you have to get to the sponsoring. Because
Gotcha.
guess what? You could have 15 people on your team, but if you're only selling 200 PRV, you're still not getting paid on them.
Gotcha.
So you have to have that 500 to get paid on them. So it's understanding the compensation plan and understanding how that can work for you. So like for me, like looking at my numbers, if my group, so my team together, all of us, everybody who reports directly up under me, who I'm listed as your director, everybody who reports up under me, we have to sell 6,000, which is our team wholesale volume. It's the same as group wholesale volume for you
Right.
guys. So we have to sell 6,000 collectively. There have been months where I have a team of 81 people. Well, right now, actually, it's 85 people. It's 85 people as of today. But I've already had it where I had 10 people active. So think of all those people who aren't even selling 200. Now, even if they're selling 50 or 100, it's still going into those numbers. But I can't get paid a title if everybody on my team is not doing their job. So there are some people on our team who are minimalists and they're doing 200 every 4 months, and that's okay. It's okay.
Right.
They're not working for me, but I need to have that many more people to hit the numbers that I need to get paid. So
Gotcha.
I'm not telling all you guys to go out there and bust your butt so I can get paid a title. My job is to sponsor enough people that I can get paid a title and bring all those people in so that when I have 75 people on my group who aren't hitting minimums, you know, those 10 people, I have more to go in that pot, you know, for the people. And that's the way I want you all to start thinking. Start thinking more globally instead of just exactly what I'm doing. Think of what you're doing and then sponsoring. Sponsoring is so important to grow in this business. And so, Missy, I'll pick on you since you brought it up.
Go ahead.
What's
That's
your
fine.
difficulty with sponsoring? Why is it that you feel that you're not able to?
Well, it's not, I know I can, and my husband's always telling me that I can do it. You know what I mean? I think my biggest issue is I just have so much on my plate right now. I work all day and now I got this kitchen and things. But like I said to him, you know, my friend that I've known like forever, she was supposed to have the party back in April and I hadn't got in touch with her. She actually reached out to me and she said she still wanted to have it. So that's why we scheduled it and I got it all ready to go for this Saturday. She wants to do a scavenger hunt.
Okay.
So that's why I was going to pick everybody's brain because I've never set up a Zoom. So I have no clue how to set up the Zoom itself.
Okay.
And, you know, so I'm like going to rearrange my other room so I could put stuff out so I can explain things. I already got like cheat sheets cards that I can write stuff down. So like when I'm explaining stuff, I at least sound like I know what I'm
Well,
talking
okay,
about.
you know what I did for a scavenger hunt? And like, not to get too far off the topic, but just to get your brain working in the right direction. When I did my scavenger hunt, I did it it was the May of last year when I wrote my script initially. And so the wax that came out was the bee, what was it? Something bee honey or something. It was something to do with bees, you know, and it
Right.
was the be kind. What do you want? Dad took his charger. This one is here. There's another one right over there. Sorry, distraction. But so it was the be kind warmer, and whatever the wax was had something to do with bees. So I sent everybody on a scavenger hunt to find a jar of honey.
Oh,
I
okay.
said, okay, the next item on the list is I want you to go find a jar of honey. The first person that comes back with the jar of honey gets 5 points.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're running all around the house. And they come back with the jar of honey. And I said, okay, well, the reason I had you find the jar of honey is because I want to show you the new warmer of the month. And it's the Be Kind warmer. And here's the wax. And, you know, it buzzworthy. That's what
Gotcha.
it's buzzworthy. So then
There
we
you
talked
go.
about that. So tie things back. Go get your car keys. So they had to run and find their car keys. And actually, Beth, you were on that, weren't you? Yeah, Beth was on it. They had a blast. They had so much fun. But when they came back with
Right.
car keys, so then I talked about the car bars and talked about all the
Gotcha.
to-go items that they could use in their car.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was I think I had them go buy laundry detergent, and then I made fun of them all because they didn't have Scentsy laundry detergent. Beth was the only one that did. So, you know, and then you introduce the laundry detergent. So if you're thinking in that mind frame, you make it fun, you make it upbeat, you make it
Right.
interactive, and then you talk and say, did you guys have fun? If you think this is fun and you think you could do this, let's talk afterwards. There's so many different ways to do this business. It's as easy as you want it to be or you need it to be.
Gotcha.
You know, so
I'm sorry. I know I kind of got off topic. So,
but you know, I mean,
but no,
that's
even with like
sponsoring
the
is part
reports
of the
and
topic. I
stuff.
mean, that's you have to
Right.
analyze your
I
business.
mean,
Sponsoring's it.
like with the business report, like if I have anything to do with numbers, I have to call my husband because he's so good with numbers and I'm horrible with them. So if I show him the business report, he'll be looking at it, he go, oh, okay. And I'll be like, okay, what? You know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm just not savvy like that when it
My
comes to
husband,
numbers.
that's what he is. He's a business analyst.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, which is why I keep saying business analyst report and saying, instead of saying analysis, I keep saying business analyst because that's what he is. He's a business analyst. And it's this report when they showed me how to pull it up and we started digging into it, I'm like, oh my God, I have to have Bob look at this because he's going to go, here's where the trends are and boop, 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 and this is what you got to do, you know? But I mean, if you just look at it for yourself and you just look at your own numbers,
Right.
sometimes it's just nice to have that kind of snapshot of this is my business.
Right.
You know, and you know that sponsoring is a big part of it. We talked about that before.
Absolutely.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Honestly, time. I took this coaching class, and they did, the two people from home office, they did this whole role play thing back and forth. And the girl, Susan, who was doing it was talking to Sydney. So Sydney was the coach and Susan was the consultant. And she's saying to Susan, well, why is it that, your business isn't, what do you think about it? And she goes, well, I really don't have the time. And I'm doing this and I'm doing that. She named all the things that she's doing. And she says, okay, well, you take your kids to sporting events. So when you take your kids to sporting events, what do you do? And she says, well, I generally sit on the car and play on my phone. And she goes, okay. So that hour when your daughter's in dance class, your son's on the soccer field or a practice or whatever, that hour that you're sitting playing on Facebook, could you maybe message some people, or maybe, work on building, your party, or, scheduling posts for the week or something like that? She's like, oh yeah, I could do that. She's okay. So what about, what do you do in the evening? So she starts talking about her time and breaking it down. And if you really do that, you'd realize that you have gaps of time, that we all do it. I sit and
Right.
surf on Etsy and Amazon and surf and Facebook to see. It's a total waste of time, and it's a brain sucker, and we all get sucked right in. I could sit for an hour watching YouTube videos. That's an hour that I spent where and we all do it. I mean, you
Yeah.
sit watching mindless TV. So 2 days a week, skip the mindless TV and dedicate it to but you have to dedicate it. Just if you want it to pay you like a business, you have to work it like a business. You
Gotcha.
have other jobs. You've had 9-to-5 jobs. If you don't go to your 9-to-5 job, guess what? They don't pay you. This is the same thing. If you don't show up, you don't get paid. So think of it that way. You have to set business hours, and you're going to get paid based on how you work. So if you're not going to work it, you're not going to get paid. If you don't ask 10 people, nobody's going to say yeah if you haven't asked them.
Right.
We did a whole training on that too. The stats say that 1 out of every 10. So the more people
Right.
you ask, the more opportunities you're going to have for somebody to say yes.
Well, she was the one that got in touch with me when we did that speed thing with the text somebody
Yes,
or whatever.
yes.
So she was the one that she inboxed me and said, sure, I'll do it. And then she inboxed me again the beginning of this month. And I said, yeah, how about the 15th? She said, oh, that's great. I said, what time? She said, well, 7 is better because, then people will be done work or whatever. And I gave her a choice of bingo or scavenger hunt. She goes, oh, the scavenger hunt sounds really good. So she picked that.
Right.
So now
So,
I just,
what I want you to do is I want you to go through your catalog and pick out different items from different categories. You don't have to show them the entire catalog. You
Yeah, I
only
know
have to
that.
show them 1, maybe 2 warmers.
okay.
Touch on the different categories. Touch on the laundry products. Touch on the clean products. You don't have to show them every one of the clean products. Pick
Right.
one of the clean.
And I know she has dogs, so I could touch on the pet products
Touch
too.
on the pet products. Touch on the
Gotcha.
fan diffusers. You could say, look, this is our new option, fan diffusers, and they take pods, and demonstrate one of them, and
Right.
then, and then talk about, we also have the Scentsy Go, and we also have the mini fan,
Right.
and just try and find something that would be in a normal household that they could run and find,
Right.
and it doesn't have to be something everybody's going to have,
Right.
do you have kids? Do you have a dog? Okay, go find me some pet related product. Not
Right.
everybody has a pet, so not everybody's going to have
Right.
a pet related product. And okay, we want to talk about this, and I don't care if you still have the dog or not. If you got a dog leash, go grab the dog leash, Go digging through the closet and find it in the bottom from your dog that's been going for 5 years,
Gotcha.
but it gives you the opportunity to have some fun, to demonstrate what you do, to talk about your products, keep it upbeat, interactive. And that's
Right.
the kind of thing. You don't necessarily have to be targeting the hostess to join your team. Everybody that is on that is a potential team member. They're a potential
Gotcha.
customer. And if you start thinking like that, everybody that you talk to, go ahead, Patty, do you want to say something?
I just want to get back to the whole recruiting thing, and I'm not good at it, but I do want to make a suggestion for you, Melissa, or Missy, right? I'm sorry. It sounds like you're really worried about having parties to recruit team members. And I'm going to tell you, every single person on my team, except for 3 that I've recruited personally, have been from me setting up 2 parties every month, putting orders in my main party, people that place orders, and
Right.
throwing a couple of them into my second party. The second party I'll keep open until I hit 500 and I earn, like, I'm going past the $20 kit that's going on right now. But the rest of my team all came from me doing that. And when I hit that 500, I stalk people on Facebook. I will look at their Facebook page. I will see how many friends they have. I will see if they interact with people. I'll see if their friends interact with them. And that's the person I want, because they already have the social connections to be good
Right.
at this business. So if they've already ordered something from me and I know they love Scentsy and they have 500 friends that talk to them every day, I want them on my team. And I will say, I'll give you a free kit, because I might not be getting the credits, but I mean, the good ones that I have all come that way. All of them.
Right.
So don't just concentrate on parties. Like, if you get individual orders by doing, your monthly or weekly bulk orders, or like, yes, this business is predominantly parties, but, and I'm not supposed to say this, but I still think Facebook parties, like what you're doing, is awesome with the scavenger hunt and bingo. You're changing it up. But that weekly time frame of just posting every day, for me, it's never been that great. It's great for other people, but like, there's so many other avenues you can take to build up your PRV. You don't have to wait for somebody to have a party. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do a scavenger hunt for anybody that's on your VIP page.
Right.
You can literally
your
create
own
an
scavenger
event.
hunt.
I do an event once a month, and I call it the Scentsy Extravaganza. One month we play bingo, another month we do different games. I could do simple things like, guess how many scent circles, those memes that
Hmm.
they have out, or
I
whatever they are.
actually have that up on her
Right, but you're doing
group
it
page
in
now.
right, but you're doing it in your group page. You can
No, not
literally
my group page. On her group page, I have
no,
it
but what
on.
I'm saying is you can literally do a special event that they don't have to pay anything, right? I did a mystery scent event. And what I did is I had 10 people, I think it was, sign up for it. I set it for a certain date. When we got our new scents for spring, I did mystery scents of like, oh, Snapdragon, and whatever the new ones were. I did 5 different ones, mailed them out to people with a sheet of paper that had the list of, if I mailed 5, there were 7 on the list. They weren't allowed to open it till that night. They opened it, we smelled it, we talked about it, and they had to mark what scent they thought it was. The person that had the most correct got a free wax bar. But do you know how many orders I got from that?
Right.
Because they fell in love with mystery scent number 3 and number 6, and they wanted 3 of them, or they wanted a 6-pack of them. So there's so many different ways, and just
Yeah,
depending
but
on
so when you're
parties.
posting about that kind of stuff, are you just you're not posting that on like
My
on your
VIP page,
regular wall, right?
I
Or just the VIP page?
and
Oh, okay.
I create an event, and I invite every single person on my VIP page. One sniff,
Okay.
invite all. And then if it's something like that, it was the first 10 people that responded
Gotcha.
were allowed to come.
Gotcha.
And like, you can
Okay.
do
We'll have to
that.
try that.
That's a party, whether you realize it
Yeah.
or not. That's a
Yeah,
party. It's
absolutely.
just a different way of partying.
Right.
But
Gotcha.
to grow your team, think about setting up a separate party. You can keep them open for 90 days. You know what I mean? If you put $100 a month in there, or $150 a month in there, in 3 months, you have a free kit to give away.
Right.
Right. And be selective about your free kits. We've talked about this before too, where I
Right.
have people that I will say to them, I have a hostess kit, it's $59. And they pay you the $59, and you can use your hostess credits to buy that kit and have them pay you the $59. You could do that too. And you could say, oh, I don't have $59. I might be able to get it for you for $39. And if it's somebody who I really think is going to be good, then I say to them, you know what? I'm going to gift you a kit because I believe in you and I think you're going to be good at this business. So you're basically giving away your hostess credits. Now I have had it where I gave away my PRV too. I won't do that again. I've done it. I won't do it again.
I've never done that. If
Yeah.
I'm giving you a kit and I'm giving you a business opportunity, you need to earn your first paycheck.
Right.
That's my personal thing.
And you
But
will find that the people who earn it appreciate it more. They really do. They'll work harder for it when you don't give it to them. So I mean, it's, but you always have to just keep in that mind frame. And people get so funny about asking people. You are offering them something that can be beneficial to them. You're not doing it necessarily for you. That's the mindset that we all fall into, that you're sponsoring and that you're doing this for your own benefit. You're sponsoring because guess what? You don't know that guy. This could be exactly what they need to change their life. I don't know if you guys have probably heard me tell the story 10 times. I had a girl who put a message out there saying that she didn't have any money to eat this week. Well, I could have called her up and said, hey, guess what? I'm going to give you some money to eat this week. Instead, I said, I will gift you a kit. And if you can get people, host a party and get people to buy your product, I'm giving you a free kit. Get people to buy your product. If you sell this much money, this is how much you'll get in a few days. It was the end of the month. And guess what? She did it. She had a $500 party and she got 20% commission on that $500 party. So instead of me giving her money for food, I taught her how to earn it. And that's that old saying. I say that I feel like I repeat myself all the time, but that's that old saying, you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach a man how to fish and he'll eat the rest of his life. So that's what you're doing. You're teaching people how to earn their own money. So look for those opportunities that are out there. Look for somebody who says, I just had a new baby. I don't want to go back to work. Oh my God, it's horrible. I don't want to go back to work. One of the girls who just joined our team is my daughter's friend who has a new baby and she's working at Wawa 50 hours a week. She doesn't want to work 50 hours a week. She wants to be home with her kid, but she needs to be able to feed her kid. So we talked about it. She joined Scentsy and I did the same thing. I gifted her a kit. And guess what? She hit certified in 2 weeks. And she's like, oh my God, I got my first paycheck. And she did. She got her first paycheck. She was super excited. And she's like, this is my car payment. I went, wait, back it up. Divide it into 3. Remember my rule of divide it into 3. 1/3 back into your business. 1/3 pays you. 1/3 goes away for Uncle Sam. So you don't have a car payment yet. You have 1/3 of a car payment. But if you stay disciplined with that, and I'm trying to get everybody to get in that mind frame too, and to stay disciplined so that you always feel like you're making money and you're not just sinking your money into your own business. If you get to the point where you become your own best customer, it's time to stop doing the business and become a customer. So think of it in those terms too. If you become your own best customer, it's time to stop selling and it's time to just go back and come back and be my great customer until you feel like the business is going to take off again.
Well, that was me, honestly. Remember I told you? I told you when I came down the shore, I told you I wasn't probably gonna, I was just gonna be a customer again. Next thing I know, she called me. She wanted a party, and here I am having a party.
So, but
every time we say we're going to stop something, it just reverses and does something completely different.
Well, just say you are not going to be a director. You are not going to be a director.
My husband says, be a director. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right, But, I mean, then that's it. So, the universe is telling you it's not time for you to stop yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I'm working on it, though. I'm trying. I really am.
Michelle, it takes one person to change the entire course of your business. Come on, Patty, give the speech for me. One person to change the course of your business.
I think we've heard the speech, right, Patty? You told us before.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, okay.
It never gets old, honey. It never gets old. It's so good.
So here
again.
again.
Patty, you're up.
Here we go. Wait, I'm sharing screen again.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Look at my business. Look at my team. Okay. Look at my numbers. Here we go. 2018. Y'all looked at 2018. 2020, the pandemic hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's my numbers. Look, superstar consultant. All of a sudden, I'm getting paid a title. When did the pandemic really take off? Pandemic took off in May. See, this is May. This would be when Patty joined. This would be when Jamie joined. This would be when the business exploded. Do you see the difference in my numbers? These are my team numbers here. 54, 58, 68, 75, 89, 108, 128, 136. That is from May of 2020 to December. Look at the difference in these numbers. And that was because 2 girls took the chance on a $20 kit. and the business exploded because they exploded and they weren't afraid to ask. So these numbers here are
What's
the
my
direct
name?
result. Okay. And I'm not kidding when I say that. You can see here it's September. So October here is when my director numbers, I hit 6-month consistency. I got promoted to star director. And in October is when Lauren got promoted to director. And in November is when Jamie and Patty
No, we got promoted in October. Lauren got promoted in September.
in September. Well, why did I not get promoted until, oh, you know what? This is showing my title at the time, not my promoted title.
Right,
My projected title would have been, this was showing my title at the time. So I
right.
actually got promoted in
In
October.
October. Hmm.
In October. Thank you, Patty. Straighten my ass right out.
Yeah, straighten you out. And
You
just
can
think
see, like,
about it. Jamie and I both hit annual sales
mhm,
and we joined in May. This is possible for anybody. That's the point. You
that's
just got
it.
to think outside the box a little bit. Don't concentrate on trying to find parties. If you can't find something, create it for yourself. Own your business, run it the way that you want to run it, and don't look for parties to find people to join your team. Ask your mailman, ask your FedEx guy. You know what I mean? If you have that kit sitting there, whether you sell it for $59 or give it to them, you can offer it to anybody. Your nail lady, your, whatever. I'm great at saying this. And like I said, I was good with kind of getting people that way, but I'm not the best recruiter. I'm not. What I'm good at is training.
Right. And so, okay, so think of it this way, and both Beth and Michelle, think of it this way. Patty says she's not good at recruiting, but what Patty is good at is Patty is good at coming up with ideas that are creative and out of the box. And I mean, we've got this whole joke with Patty with out of the box, because seriously, she does these things that, like, we were like, oh, who would have ever thought about that? And you know what? So here's one simple thing that she does. One day a week, it's Patty's closet. Something falls out of her closet every Tuesday. It falls out of her closet. And you know what falls out of her closet? Something that's in the catalog that she got for free or half price. It's a full price item. She sells it for full price, but it falls out of her closet. She shows it. She talks about it. Who wants it? First person that screams gets it. She sells $200 in that day for something falling out of the closet, because when she sells the one thing that falls out of the closet, sometimes something else falls out.
Mhm.
Who would have
Seriously.
thought?
Every
Anything in
Tuesday
my
at 10
closet
a.m.
world.
And I start building it up like tonight. I'll be like, see y'all tomorrow. Let's see what's going to fall out of the closet tomorrow. And it's like, why does that happen? I have no friggin' idea. I cannot tell you because I do anything special. Nope, not at all. Not at all. I'll find 3 wax bars that are in my drawer, and that's 3 things that fell out of my closet. And they have to pay $18 for the 3 wax bars. And what's crazy is I have 5 people responding for those 3 wax bars. Why? I could post pictures of wax bars day in, day out, and I'm ignored. But because it fell out of my closet, they're all over it.
You just have to find
There's
something,
no rhyme or reason.
right? Try different things and see what works. Tune in today at 5 o'clock. I've got something special to show you. So you find a warmer, or today's featured warmer. I have Wax Wednesday. I have had more customers. I never forget to do my Wax Wednesday, because I have more customers that say, thank God you do Wax Wednesday, because it reminds me to change my wax. Really? That's your reminder to change your wax?
It's absolutely crazy. I've sold buddies. Like, I had the sloth buddy here forever. Forever. Couldn't give it away. But it fell out of the closet. Gone. Gone. I don't understand it. I say to Peg all the time, I don't know. I don't understand my customers. I don't understand, but it works. You think I'm going to stop doing it? Hell no. Every week something's falling out of that damn closet. Like, as you can see, the closet, right?
So do something like on your VIP page that is unique to you. Your VIPs don't know that stuff falls out of Patty's closet. So have stuff fall out of your own closet. You're on mute.
I said, I got plenty of stuff to pull out of my closet. You got to,
So there you go.
you know, the trailer I bought? I bought the trailer. I have Scentsy stuff in there, and then all the other stuff that I have is downstairs. I told you I was my best customer. You know what I mean? So
And
I
that's
told
it.
Bill, I said, look, I said, I'm not buying anymore. I said, if I don't make the 200 at the moment, I'll just make it up later on. Next thing I know,
I
I'm
would
at
take your
200 and I got a
trailer.
party. Go
I
figure.
would take your trailer and do something with that. I would be like, you know, Missy's traveling something or other.
Oh,
And it
Well,
would
that's what
be,
we're actually going. We're actually going to
no, I'm not
fix the
saying
whole
actually
trailer.
move it. That's not
Oh,
what
all
I'm
right.
saying. Like if
I
everybody
like on the
knows you have a
inside part.
trailer,
Yeah. Yeah.
not even
Right.
on the inside part, if everybody knows you have a trailer, like your customers all
Right.
know that, it would be
Right.
like, you know, the back, I would find GIFs with the back door flying open and
Right.
boxes falling out.
I
And
tripped over
that's what,
this in the trailer.
yeah, I just tripped over or
Oh, okay.
whatever. Like some kind of
Gotcha.
snazzy little, give me
Right.
24 hours. I'll come up with some slogan for you. I will.
I love you, Patty. You're great.
My trippy trailer, you know what I mean? I tripped over
Yeah.
this in the
Yeah.
trailer. Tune in for on
Yeah.
Thursday or on Tuesday.
Whatever it
for
might be.
Tuesday's trippy trailer.
You could
know, if I trip
literally,
over this
I
now,
have
you
found
get it.
I
everything
never even
from,
thought of something like that. That's funny.
and
And
you
that's why
do
I brought
that,
it up.
and you
Because she
post
comes up with this.
3 or 4
Yeah.
things of what fell out of your trailer. Every week use a different GFI of things falling out of a trailer. Could be
Right.
people. Listen, I have things coming out of my closet. I'm running out of GIFs. It's like a raccoon, it's gay guys, it's, you know, it's whatever falls out of the closet. Skeletons, all different
Oh,
stuff falls
that's
out of the
funny.
closet.
That's
But
great.
it draws attention and they're there
Yeah.
every Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Wow.
And that's it. I mean, and be consistent. Like
Mhm.
be consistent. That's the thing, because that's how you build the momentum. And
Right.
you want to get rid of some of your stock. That's a great way to get rid of your stock. You can't say publicly that it's stock.
Right.
And if you're selling current things and it fell out of the closet, so if 5 people want it, you order 4 more and you sell the one that fell out of your closet.
Mhm. I don't do that
know?
because they want them quickly, but I'm just, I mean, you could definitely do that. And I think by
Right.
me not doing it, having to like place the order, it kind of makes it like they know they're getting it right away. So I think
Right.
that's a plus
Right.
to it. I really think that's what is the big thing with my
Yeah.
Tuesday closet. Because if they order a Tuesday and they're local, they're picking it up Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? But
Yeah,
I
because
never,
the
but I
party
never
that I'm
mentioned
having, the
stock.
girl lives in New York, so it's,
Yeah.
she's a little far.
Don't worry about parties. I'm telling you, think outside the box. If you want to get your PRB up, think of other things to do. Like listen, it is Patty Party 1 24/7 in my world. Okay. So now you make it Melissa Party 1 and you figure out where you can party and make money at it.
Right.
And then what
and,
I do with my closet money is I put it back in my PRV and reinvest it for my next closet.
Right.
Right. And you could do an open house. Guess what? You could say, I'm going to be at the Deptford Mall at such and such a time. Stop by with your friends to shop Missy's trailer.
There you go. Missy's on the road. I'm going to think of a slogan for you.
That's it. I call it my Scentsy mobile. I've got my little Scentsy mobile, and I tell
Right.
people when you see the Scentsy mobile, snap a picture of the back of my logo, share it on your Facebook page, and tag me, and I'll send you a scent circle. I actually got away from that for a while. I should get back to that.
That's what I did with Saturdays. Now, Saturdays used to be my big day. And all I did on Saturdays and wasn't even my VIP page, it was playing games all day, whether Guess a Scent Circle or, Battleship, Scentsy Battleship
Right.
or whatever. Everybody, whoever won, would get a scent circle mailed to them. No big deal. I would get sales every single Saturday just from playing games all day. And I stopped doing it because I became director and, I was going to the sunflower crew meetings and I was special. And you know how much that hurt my sales?
Yeah.
Because it was so consistent and my customers loved it and looked forward to it. And now I'm like, I need new customers because my sales are down. You know what I mean? But I really think a
Mhm.
lot of it had to do with that because I was so interactive with them and then I neglected them. So
Yeah.
now I'm trying to kiss all their asses. Oh, we're still recording. I'm sorry.
But that's it. I mean, it's consistency. It's consistency. It's analyzing your business. knowing your customers, getting to know your customers and what they respond to, and try different things. But I would say try something for a month before you give up on it and say this isn't
Right.
working. You know,
And the prime example is that my closet, the very first time was like $40. Now it's up to 200. And I've been doing it for
Wow.
what, 2.5 months, 3.
and you know what? We're doing the scent crates.
Yeah.
So
The scent crates are another big one.
mine have been very slow, but I'm just starting to do it. Like I did them years ago, but never really stayed consistent with it. Like one month I'd do a crate, then I wouldn't. So now I'm doing every single month. I'm offering 2 theme crates. You have, and you know, I usually put it out like the last week of the month, and you have that week and a couple of days into the beginning of the month to decide if you want the crate. You pick the theme that you want, and then I shut it down. Now I do my crates for $25 because I'm trying to build it up. This past month, I only got 3 people who bought a crate. So I offered an out of the office crate. Nobody bought the out of the office crate. And I had 3 people order the party like a pineapple crate. It was all stuff from the dollar store. You know, I found the cup that said party like a pineapple, which is what made me do that. They got the Southern Hospitality warmer. They got pineapple pucker wax, and they got hibiscus pineapple scent circle. So they only paid $25 and they got $28 worth of product, but I'm getting them free and half price. So I'm using my hostess credits to get these things 3 and half price. And then I put in there the party like a pineapple thing. I put 3 different things in there that were all like pineapple related. There were things I got from the dollar store, or like, you know, little gadgets I found on Amazon,
Amazon.
you know, and
Amazon's my best friend for them. Yeah.
yeah, really. And it is.
Mhm.
Amazon's your best friend for it. You don't
Yeah.
want to invest a whole bunch of money in it, but you're investing back into your business because you're building the momentum. So think of it this way. Patty started out with just a couple of people, and you have what? Like, what did you do? 10 or 20?
Yeah, I have like, well, last month, April was really good because we did the 2.
Yeah.
But it averages between 9 and 12, I would say. But it's growing each month. So that's a good thing.
And how much are you doing yours for?
I do mine for 25.
Okay, so 25
Mhm.
times 10, you know, there you go. You're
That's my
starting your month
200.
off
Mhm.
active.
And I do mine a little different than Peg. I post them on the 15th of the month. Payments have to be in by the end of the month, and they get them by the 15th of the following month. So once they get theirs, then I post the new ones for, and I think of one theme. Like for May, it was, what was it? May your days be bright and smell amazing. So I forget what April's was, but yeah, so you just think of different things. Now with the bright ones, I'm just doing all bright colored things. They're getting a bright colored car bar, they're getting a fragrance flower, and every month I get the scent of the month, and I use those wax bars. So everybody gets the new scent of the month in that. Because I get 9 wax bars for what, $35 or
Right, look,
something with the,
So here was something somebody posted on one of the groups,
yeah, the Merry Maid. Yeah.
and everything was mermaid themed. So, you know, and again, it's just a matter of, and like somebody did the rainbow. So that was 10 wax bars for, what was it, 10 for $42?
Yes, Lauren did that. Hmm.
Yeah.
Lauren did great with that.
Yeah, and look, you could do pineapple paradise.
Hmm.
So it's
There's
just
so many different ideas.
come up with something creative. You know what I mean? And if you're struggling with creative ideas, feel free to pick our brains. We got a million
Absolutely.
of them, you know? And I mean, they don't all work for everybody. You
Mm-mm.
try something, try it for a month or 2, and you see if it works. You know, Missy, especially you do all these other things. You could incorporate them into your scent crates. You know, don't cross promote with other things that are direct sales companies, but you know, was doing the laser stuff. You could throw little things like that in there.
I'm
And
catering now
also,
too.
Right,
and also you don't have to, like, I don't tell them what they're getting.
right.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a surprise.
Yeah, my
So
party,
it's not like
they didn't know what they were getting.
promoting Amazon's whatever, or I might like, oh, I
Right.
know, like I bought these little gnomes that have sunflowers on them because they're bright, they're
Okay.
yellow, and the gnomes are
Yeah.
yellow.
Yeah.
And I got, I don't know, 12 of them for like, I want to say $12. They were like $1 a piece. So it worked out well. You know what I mean? Like, even the way I look at it is like Peg said, even if you spend a little bit more than what the $25 is, everything that's going in their box came from my free and half price items. So then I
Right.
take that $25 from each of them and I reinvest it. And then I get more half price stuff and
And
more
even
half
that, you
price
can
Gotcha.
stuff,
get
more
a
free
commission
stuff.
on that too. So
Hmm.
even if you're buying it retail, you're
Right.
getting a commission on it. So you're investing back in your business, and what you invest back in your business is also a tax write-off.
Absolutely. I think too, like I said, just don't focus on parties. Like parties are not the
Gotcha.
end all to this. It's really
Right.
not. If it was, I wouldn't be where I was because I had one party in the past year that hit 500. Most of my parties are 0, and I'm not exaggerating.
Right.
And it's, you got to find your niche. You know, I mean, there are
Mhm.
some people who just literally do direct sales to individual customers, you know, and
Mhm.
that's what Patty's doing. Patty's doing individual customers and creating her own parties.
Mhm.
You know, and a good portion of my business is that I have a couple parties going on. I think I have 3 open parties right now. You know, but you know, there's different ways to do the business. And I mean, you know, if you want to, you be your own hostess.
Absolutely. I'm
Make it
my own
exciting,
hostess
offer
all the
different things.
time.
Yeah, she's her own hostess all the time. That's it.
I'm telling you, it's Patty Party 1. It doesn't matter who else comes.
So there you go. Be a Patty party of 1. I like it. All right, so I hope that gives you some ideas. I'm going to let everybody go because it's getting a little late, but you know, I hope that gives you some ideas. Go out there, look at your business, pull those reports, and if you want to set up an individual coaching call where we can say, okay, here's your goal. Let's focus on that. I've been doing them over the past week. I've done a couple of them already, and each person's is going to be unique to you and to your business and where you want to focus.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
do you have time? Do you want to jump back on?
Sure.
Okay.
Are we doing our coaching call?
Yes, we will.
Oh, okay.
Good night, ladies.
Good night.
All right. Have a
Good
good one.
night.
Thanks for joining.
Okay. Am I logging out, Peg?
No.